Off top, I ain't gonna stall you out. I'm gonna say it straight. You, we are the breath branching off into individual bodies. I'm gonna say it one more time. You, me, we are the breath that branches off into individual bodies. See, when you see Texas in the Bible and stuff that hold little codes, they got stories to throw you off. But there's codes in there. The whole story ain't telling the story about how people this and how people, it's talking about a function, about how you function. Every time you hear man and woman, they talking about how you function and the outcomes of what happens. Some stars will tell you things like that, but you are the controller. That's the trick. You're being controlled. The trick is to make you think you got free will, but are under control. Did you catch that? Make you think that you got free will. You do got free will. You can do whatever you want. You already know that. But make you think that you're under control. That's the part that psychs you out. You think that you got to show out in front of your homies. You think you got to listen to what they tell you, how much medicine to take and all this poison you got to eat. You're under control. But if you think for yourself, if I can get you to think, you save yourself. If you think for yourself and stop thinking that you're under control, you will then control. That's what you are supposed to do. You're supposed to control. If you think you're under control, you're not going to take full control. You're taking a limit control. And when I speak, I'm not speaking me directly to you. I'm speaking the words of Mama, what she says to me and you and we. And with your tongue, the Holy One will speak. She is the Holy One. Wisdom, she knows everything. The will can do everything. You say it all the time. People say it all the time. Won't he do it? Yes, he will. Yeah, the willpower. But they never say, don't she know it? Yes, she do. That's the wisdom. People forgetting about the woman. If you knew the mother was wisdom and she knows everything, and you was in the adapt chamber and you grew a big relationship with her, you wouldn't respect women. Of course you would respect men. You would respect all life. But off top, you would know when you see the image of the woman, she comes in the image of mother, just like the son comes in the image of the father. You got half the story. And it's reversed. Truth reversed, so falsehood is manifest. There is no mother. That means you got a battery with just a positive charge. Where's the negative charge? It don't make sense. Because it's the story. You catch that? Now you catch how you get caught up in the story. But if you look at the function, you'll say, wait a minute, there is a mother. That's why it said, let us. See, they using word. Of course, they talking about a story, the Yakub creation and stuff like that. But the words that they using is what you not catching. They teaching them this, but teaching you that. Because they got to teach them this so that they can control. But they only teach them extended. They don't teach you what Mama is saying. Because they don't know Mama. They can't reach Mama. The adapt chamber is mama's chamber, mama's room, mama's house. Wisdom, the function. And this is in you. That's why it says the kingdom is within. The breath is breathing in. You are breathing in that body. I'm going to say it again. You, me, we are the breath branched off into individual bodies. And as we breathe in these bodies, we breathe life into these bodies. So if we continue to breathe life into these bodies won't die, but you have to take care of the body. You can't just breathe life into it and eat what you want. You see what I'm saying? It's like a car. You take care of your car, but you don't take care of your body. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because your body will be the first vehicle that gets you there. If your car break down, all you got is your body to rely on. If your body break down, you can't drive your car. So the body is what controls the physical realm. But you control the body. Did you catch what I just said? The body controls the physical realm, but you control the body. Now, you are the breath branched off, breathing in an individual body. And in order to control the body, you need to function. You need a function. Your function is thought and action. The function of the breath is wisdom and will. The father and the mother. The thought, the mother of thought is wisdom. The father of action is will. So the mother, if you look at the image of the feminine, let me say, the function of the mother, which is feminine, on that chord, you have wisdom and thought. The wisdom is the mother, the thought is the daughter. You come over here into the next function, because there's only two functions, positive, negative, man, woman. You get what I'm saying? Those are functions. The father is the will. The son would be the action. So the mother is the wisdom. The father is the will. The daughter is the thought. The son is the action. The only way to the father is through the son. The only way to the son is through the daughter. The only way to the daughter is through the mother. And the only way to the mother is in the breath. Is in the breath. And then they'll say, well, how do you get to the breath? You are the breath. You see that? Now you catch it? You don't need to get to the breath. You don't need to get to the Most High, because you are the Most High, branched off, breathing in an individual body. You have control, full control, which makes you Lord of the plane. They call it domino, dominion over the earth. Dominion is the word of domino. Domino is Lord. Lord is ruler. Ruler is controller. You control yourself, though. You don't control nobody else. Their branch is branched off doing something. If you look at the trees, you don't see the trees over there trying to make other trees grow leaves like theirs. Each branch grow their own leaf or their own flower or their own fruit, the way they grow them. Some fruits are ripe, some fruits are bad. Some leaves are green, some leaves are brown. You see what I'm saying? It's what you produce. So you either operating in a high energy or a low energy. If you're operating in the low energy, you producing brown leaves, not so sweet fruit. Rotten fruit is what it will turn to. Crushed leaves is what it will turn to. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. But if you feed it life, the high thoughts, if you function, let me say not feed it, if you function in your highest realm, wisdom and will, then you will control the thought and the action. See, as you breathe in these individual bodies, you're breathing as thought and action, what makes you the child of the breath, because the breath all is wisdom and will. That's its function. So your function is function like the child of the universal breath, which is thought and action. So the father, the mother, the daughter, and the son isn't two different beings. They are functions. Are you catching it now? You are this breath that functions. You're branched off. That's why you're not catching on as you can do anything, because you're not functioning at a full capacity, because the full capacity is the breath itself. The breath is everywhere. The breath is eternal. It doesn't end. Wisdom is eternal. Willpower is eternal. It just continues. Therefore, you too continue. And if you breathe the breath of life in that body that you're in, you will not die. All you have to do is give it life. Feed it, take care of it. What did he say in Genesis? He said, they ate from the tree of knowledge, knowing of good and evil. Their eyes was open. And he said, they became gods like one of us. At least they shall reach out their hand and eat from the tree of life. They shall live forever. Once again, the tree is the breath, and you are the branches. The branch is the tree, branched off. And the leaves are the physical manifestation. The leaves is this body. The fruit is this body. You're inside of it. You control it. You animate it. You control it. You're in control of your body, no one else. So the only one you should worship is the breath, the universal breath, the source from which you came, the source of what you are. Let's say it like that. The source of what you branch from, because you're the branch. It's the tree. The source from which you branch from in this individual body. That's all you should worship. And you shall honor your wisdom and your will. That wisdom that guides you, and that willpower that gives you that drive to continue to move and do what you need to do. That wisdom that guides you, and that willpower to keep you moving, to do what you need to do. That's what you honor. But you worship the breath, because you are the breath branched off. So when you see a man and you see a woman, they are the function. The body is the function of what you see. You're looking at a function, the image of a function, but you also see him breathing. That's you. Love one another as you love yourself. Take care of yourself.